Quinnen, as one of the leaders of the defense, what are you looking for from the unit to improve coming off the bye week?
The main thing that we all, as a team and as a defensive coordinator and as myself, looking for the defense to improve is just consistency on execution. That was a big thing, like during the first part of the week before the bye week, that in some games we didn't execute, in some games we did execute and it looked good. In one game in particular that we all executed almost probably like 80% of every down, executed every single play. And it looked better, it felt better, and we came out victorious. So I know myself, during the bye week, I thought a lot about the different things I could do right. I need to do better and be more consistent of. And this week, coming out the bye week, it was a big thing in our room on being consistent and dominating your one-on-ones consistently instead of just doing it one on and one off, or doing good play, bad play, like a roller coaster, just straight down line. So.
Quinnen, you guys, you've only been a part of some of them, but this team's lost like 11 in a row to New England. You know, the list goes on. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they've had really good teams. How much do you want to break that? You know, and how much would it mean to you go up to New England and not just the division win and your second win of the year, but kind of beating New England for a change?
Not just New England, man. I want to win every single game. I want to go out there every single week and compete against the best teams, compete against the teams every single week to win. I play these games to win a Super Bowl, and I'm pretty sure everybody in the NFL do the same exact thing. Everybody want to win the biggest championship, the biggest game of that sport. So not just this game, not just the next game, not just every game. I want to win every game. So going out there executing and doing the things that we have to do is going to give us a big opportunity to do that. So.
You talk about executing. New England seems to be a team that doesn't make a lot of mistakes under Belichick. Obviously, how difficult is it to beat a team that's waiting for the other guys to beat themselves, so to speak? Isn't that very much the way they find a lot of success?
I don't know. I think they just beat people by executing, and that's their biggest thing, is doing everything right and executing. And to win any game, to win in any sport, you got to execute and do everything right. To be a successful person in general, in any business, any way, form, or fashion, you have to do the things right and execute at a high level, especially in the professional level. So they won a lot in the past previous years by executing, and I'm saying that we have to go out there and execute as well and do the things that we got to do and not beat ourselves to do what we're supposed to do. So
I guess what I was going with that was because they are that way, how much pressure does that put on teams like yourselves not to make a lot of mistakes and to be, on point?
The main thing
because
about execute,
to beat themselves.
Yeah, you just gotta execute. Like, you gotta execute every single play. Like, that's going back to what I said. Like, you have to execute no matter what, no matter who you play, no matter how you play, to win a football game in such a good, like an NFL, everybody professional, everybody good. To go against the best players, you have to execute to the best of your ability. Like, you can't make mistakes, because if you make a mistake, that's giving them the hand to do better, and it's already hard to win. So you got to go out there and do your best you can do and execute. So, yeah.
Quinnen, in what ways has your life changed with your brother as a teammate?
Not really much. Not really much. Like my brother, he's my real brother, but he just like one of the same old guys. Like, before my brother got here, everybody on my team was my brothers. You know what I'm saying? We go out there, we be at work from 12 hours a day, and we get a chance to learn about each other's families, be around each other's families, be around each other's kids and different stuff like that, and build bonds with each other like we're brothers. And that's how building chemistry on the field as well off the field is supposed to be. And just having my real brother with me is similar to like me and Foley, or me and Sheldon Rankins, or me and Carl, or me and the guys that's on the defense and on the team in general. Because like, I know those guys just like I know him. I know what those guys feel just like I know my real brother feel. I know their why just like I know my real brother why. So my life hasn't changed much. So,
Quinnen, can you talk a little bit about Jameis Drew and what he's done with this team, you know?
He's
as
an
a
amazing
rookie?
player, bro. Sherwood, man, came, especially in the beginning during training camp and stuff like that. His voice, the way he carry himself, don't carry himself like a rookie, man. Being that middle linebacker and that person who had to control the defense, the person who had to get the calls to every single body, and that person who has to set the front, make sure different people in different positions, and also play his position to the best of his ability. I feel like he's doing it at a high level and doing it at a good job. Yeah, he make a few mistakes, just like we all make a few mistakes here and there, but I'm so happy to have him on my team, and a person who gonna run to the ball every single time, a person who give 110% effort every single play. So,
Quinnen, just to go back to Kim's question
Good luck, Dennis.
about like brotherhood,
Yeah.
you know, and talking about like these are guys that you work with, you know, on the field. Is that an over or like understated aspect of like playing in this league? Because a lot of us work with people we don't particularly like sometimes, or feel like they're brothers or
Yeah.
sisters, and it's a little different,
Yeah.
you know, in the NFL. What's that? Is that something that's completely different? Because it's a different world that people might not think about.
yeah, in my opinion, is definitely a different thing, because at the end of the day, like, we all from different countries, different ethnicity, different places, but we all got one goal. We all play this game for one goal, to win the Super Bowl, especially in the NFL. And we all, as little kids, had this same dream of playing in the NFL. So we on a team full of 53 players plus the press squad players, and all of us have one thing in common that we know of going into, not even talking to somebody, not even getting a chance to meet somebody, is we all accomplished our dreams, which is playing in the NFL. So we all got something in common right there, first and foremost. So after that, we get a chance to open up to each other, meet each other, you know what I'm saying, just basically just basically learn each other and different stuff like that. And we all got the same goal on Sundays, to win. And you need each other to win. Like you said, some people have an occupation where you got to put up with somebody. See, in this, like, you can't put up with, like, quarterback can't put up with his old lineman, like, or the old lineman can't just put up with his quarterback, because, like, or the receivers, or you all got to have like a genuine chemistry or a genuine feel or love for each other, because that's gonna even make you go to that 10%. Like, because I feel like everybody can go out there and play 100% because their own stats or their own goal and their own thing, but that 10% strain that Coach Sal always talking about is the love for your brother. Like, I give you an instance, like, somebody catch an interception, like, all right, that defensive tackle did his job 100% right, did everything 100% right, but that 10% gonna have that defensive tackle running across the field to get a block so that DB can score a touchdown. Like, that 10% right there has come from love and come from chemistry and come from knowing that reason why. Like, that defensive back could have a son, and he need that touchdown to feed his son. So as a defensive tackle, I know that he has a son. I know he got to do this. I know he got to do that. So I'm gonna work my butt out so I can make sure he doing what he's supposed to do. So,
Do you think most players think that way? Do you think most teams think that way, or do you think it's unique to you guys? What do you think?
I don't know, man. It's just my opinion. That's how I feel. Like, that's how like another person on the team probably could feel a different way, but that's just how I feel.
With Mac Jones, was there any crossover at Alabama? Were you guys there together at all? And,
Yeah.
And what is your relationship like with him, and what do you think of how he's playing now?
I was there 2 years with him. I think he's playing amazing, man. Even when he was coming out of college, man, the growth that I've seen from him. Like, when I was there, he was on scout team, and he was just like a regular quarterback. You know what I'm saying? A regular quarterback. As I got to the NFL, and he went on to be the starting quarterback and different things like that. And then even in the NFL, man, he do a great job putting the ball where he supposed to go, throwing his check downs, making his reads and different stuff like that. Watched the Dallas game he played in. He got hit a couple of times, but still stood tall in the pocket and different stuff like that. So when you see a quarterback like that, man, he's just going to be a good player when it comes down to over the years and different stuff like that. So.
When you're talking about family and just being brothers, and you mentioned Sheldon, you mentioned Carl. I know he hasn't been on the field with you guys, but how important has his role still been, just kind of helping keep you guys up throughout the season?
It's very important, man. Carl, one of the guys who came in day one, like you guys know, Probably heard all the jokes and stuff, like he never loses or pass rush rep and different stuff like that, man. So a guy who's a dominant speed rusher that he is and a dominant edge rusher that he is, he give us tips, man, especially like he give tips to like John Franklin, Bryce Huff, different guys like that, and just different stuff that he see from a guy like Carr, who had such many quarterback hits the year before and different stuff like that that we know about him. Every little small thing that he sees, he tell us, and we definitely take accountability on what he say and what he do, because we all want those quarterback hits and those accolades that he has. So,
knowing how important the lines are, both offense and defense, and then seeing the team pay JFM, because they know they want him to be a part of the future. I mean, you obviously are a guy, who will probably be dealing with that in a few years. But just to see that the team is trying to do that and reward guys and that kind of, I mean, how does that, like seeing that news and seeing one of your defensive line mates?
It was amazing, man. Like same feeling I got when I found out my brother was coming to the team. Same feeling I got when I seen it come across the Instagram or social media that I seen John Franklin got such an extension like that, man. Just because I know he has a son, I know he has a family at home, and I know he's from being cut a few times and different stuff like that, man. So I know the hard work he put in. I know the studying that he does and the different things that he done to deserve that, the work ethic that he has. So the excitement when I seen that on social media, man, I was super excited for him, and I was super thankful that the Jets brought him back, because he's a huge, tremendous person in our defensive room. He's a huge leader and a huge asset to this defense and this team. So.
And he became so emotional when he was speaking about his son and how much it meant to him. Is that something that you feel like really resonated with you as players, because you know what he's been through and what that family means?
Definitely. Just like I said, man, like we know each other wise and stuff like that, so we're going to play as hard for each other, like because we know each other wise. Just like I got a sack Tennessee game from a middle game that it was so easy for me to get that sack because Sheldon Rankin sacrificed and did what his job that he's supposed to do to make that whole, like, to make the whole entire centerpiece, basically the center of the offense, just shift, and I just had to wrap around and get this easy sack. Just small stuff like that we respect each other for, we thank each other for, like, because if Sheldon would never did that, I would never got that sack. And it's just different stuff like that we feed off each other and we know each other wise and stuff like that. So we know JFM had a son to feed and family to take care of and different stuff like that. So you see him doing his extra work. So when I'm out there with JFM and I got to rush and I got to do my job to set him up to get sacks and to set him up to get great rushes and stuff like that, I'm going to do that because back in my head I know that John got a more powerful why and different stuff like that. So.
Do one more. Sheldon, how much of this is you being able to reflect like this, and it's powerful, like the things that you're saying to us even today here, how much of it is part of the new regime here, the new coaching staff and everything else? It feels like, I know you were younger then, but I'm not sure that you always shared like you are today with us, and I'm just wondering, is that just your personal growth, or does that show the trust perhaps that Robert Saleh and Jeff Ulbrich have in you guys?
It's a little bit of both. A little bit of my personal growth. Not Quinnen Williams, not this. You know what I'm saying? Centerpiece. Like I know I was the first pick, third pick and stuff like that. But as I grown up, you need others. Like you could be a 99 receiver on Madden, but if you don't have a quarterback to throw it to you, like you nothing. So. And then especially like Coach Sal always preach, man, know the man wide next to you is gonna make you even go harder. And if you know each other wise, you're gonna make the team go harder and different stuff like that. And especially when we was on that little 0-3 run and just still right now we trying to push some more games and win games and stuff like that. A lot of negativity from the outside come in and then, like, you don't really want to, as a family, you don't want to let negativity on the outside break up your team and break up your family and stuff like that. So you got to really fall on the love for your teammates and the why on your teammates and different stuff like that. So you guys can have a better bond and different stuff like that, because social media and the outside noise can really, like, deteriorate that and separate that. So.